What's up YouTube, Day here for Zephyr Games, bringing you a Darklord deck profile. Now, as you can see, I've integrated Grinder Golem, just like the Blue Eyes deck profile. Grinder Golem actually serves multiple purposes in this deck. Now, Darklords themselves don't rely on the extra deck heavily, however, being able to get a Firewall on board can be incredibly powerful Darklords in order to unclog your hand sometimes as well. Grinder Golem also serves as an allure target and of course a level 8 trading target, so it uses its draw ability as well. So when you bounce it back with a Kesset Magician, you can then abuse its effect by getting rid of it and drawing 2 more cards. And you've got yourself a free Kesset Magician, or if you want to push a little bit further, you've got yourself a Firewall, and then you can deal with your opponent's Grinder Golem during your next turn with one of your Darklord's effects. Regardless, let's crack through the deck profile. I'll show you what we've got and why we do the ratios that we do. So, we start off with the 1 Darklord Morningstar. Now this is obviously considered to be Lucifer, and the whole story behind Darklords is absolutely awesome, and you'll definitely see that when we get to the trap Darklord Rebellion, because you can see kind of the start of the story. Anyway, regardless, Darklord Morningstar, you only place at 1 because he can get quite cloggy. He does require a normal summon too, because he can't be special summoned. However, when he hits the board or when he's tribute summoned, you special summon Darklord monsters from your hand or deck up to the number of effect monsters your opponent controls, which is a really nice effect to kind of balance the boards back out. While you control another Darklord monster, your opponent cannot target this card with card effects, and then once per turn you get to mill from the top of your deck to the graveyard cards equal to the number of Darklord monsters on the field, and if you do, you gain 500 life points for each Darklord card sent to the graveyard by this effect. So because you burn through your life points with 1,000 here and there, Morningstar can help revive you some life points. We play triple Darklord Ixchiel. This is your main card. You play this, you use this and discard another Darklord card, and you get to draw 2 cards. Then all Darklords share the same effects. That you pay 1,000 life points, you target a Darklord spell or trap card in your graveyard and apply that target's effect and then shuffle it back into the deck. You can only special summon all of the new Darklords once per turn. For the old Darklords, we play triple Darklord Superbia. Again, this is kind of your 2-card combo there. You usually use Ixchiel to pitch Superbia, and then you bring back Superbia, and Superbia's effect will then bring back Ixchiel. Now, the downside of Superbia is because it is an older card, its text says when, so it can miss timing. So you do have to bear that in mind. When you use the bounce back effect from graveyard, if you bring back Superbia, it will miss timing because the effect still needs to resolve to shuffle back into deck. However, if you activate the card itself from hand, Superbia can then bring back another one because the effects have finished resolving. Superbia is also an allure target and a level 8 trading target. We play triple Darklord Nasten. This can again help unclog your hands because you discard 2 other Darklord cards and special summon this card from your hand. And then obviously you combat that off very nicely with one of the spells. You can pay 1,000 life points if you discard, let's say, the Return and a Superbia. You then get to pay 1,000 life points with Nasten, use Return, bring back Superbia, and then go from there a little bit more. 2 Darklord Zorato. Now again, level 8 and an allure target. Obviously, all of your monsters apart from Max C are allure targets, and of course Christia, which is very helpful for the consistency. Zorato helps you discard a card. You can send 1 dark monster from your hand to the graveyard to destroy all monsters your opponent controls. Obviously, he has to be destroyed during the end phase, but 9 times out of 10, if you use that effect, you use him as either Link material or XYZ material with the other Darklord you have on board. Also, if there are 4 or more monsters in your graveyard with different names, you get to tribute summon this monster by tributing 1 dark monster instead, so he can be quite helpful in that sense as well. We play the 1 Darklord Umdusk. This is just 2800 defender with the same effect as Nasten and Ixchiel with paying 1,000 and returning. Darklord Tespolakota. This one is basically your hand trap protection. If a Darklord monster or monsters you control will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you get to discard this card instead. But it's also a nice 2800 beta and another target for Morningstar, and then obviously gains 1,000 to reshuffle back your spells and traps. The 1 Darklord Okobak. This is your only normal summon, like straight up normal summon without requiring tributes in the deck, unless you count Max C. And then if it's normal special, you get to send a Darklord card from your deck to the graveyard. So he can come in later game, which is why we only play him at 1. And then you can use Nasten, Ixchiel, or any of the other newer ones to kind of bounce back the spells and traps and go from there. You want Darklord Christia because you can control how many fairies you have in graveyard if you do it right and focus. So being able to fill your board up with all the monsters you need and then dropping a Christia on your opponent is very powerful. Also, Christia is a level 8 as well, so she could be very helpful for trading if she becomes a dead card. Then triple grinder golem, like I've already talked about this one, you special summon at your opponent's side of the field, give yourself 2 tokens. Find some way of turning the tokens or other monsters into an Akeshic Magician, bounce Grinder Golem back to your hand. You can then special summon Grinder Golem again to get 2 more tokens and go into a Firewall Dragon. Or, of course, you use him as a level 8, or, of course, a Dark target for your Allure of Darkness. And then finally for the monsters, the 1 Maxi, because it is the most powerful hand trap in the game as it stands at this moment in time. Next up for the spells, we play triple trade-in. We have so many targets for this. You've got your triple Superbia, you've got your double Zerato, you've got your single Christia, and then you've got your triple Grinder Golem. So you've got loads of targets, and if you bring in Kaijus from the side deck, you've got more targets there as well. You've got triple Banishment of Darklords. This is your searcher. Obviously, all search cards come at freeze. Triple Darklord Contact. Again, this is your basically Monster Reborn, but in defense mode. And what you've got to remember is on these cards, they do say you can only activate 1 Darklord Contact per turn. This does not mean that you can't bounce it back with a Darklord effect. So if you activate Contact and bring back an Ix-Shield, for example, you can then use Ix-Shield's effect to pay 1,000 and bounce Contact back, because you're not activating a second Contact, you're activating the effect of Contact. So you bypass the clause in that one. Triple Allure of Darkness, because all our monsters bar Maxi are dark targets, so that's obviously very, very helpful for consistency. Double Pot of Desires, you play majority of stuff at free, so it's not the end of the world when you play this. Upstart, because you want more draw power, and of course with Ash around, the majority of these that you can kind of use and abuse before using your Ix-Shield play gives you the most plus before you neg. Double Full Force Virus, because it's so easy to get your dark monsters onto the board, being able to use Full Force Virus can really, really stop, if not kill, your opponent. And then double Darklord Rebellion. As you can see, this is the artwork here. So you've got the Judgment guy in the background, and then you've got Morningstar while he was an angel before he fell and become obviously Lucifer. So there is the whole lore behind that. We place it 2 because 3 can get cloggy. It's kind of searchable, and you can kind of send it as well. And then finally, the 1 Darklord Enchantment. Again, the artwork is awesome with Ix-Chill on it. This is another one where, so these 2 are, you send a Darklord monster from your hand or face up from your field to the graveyard, and you take control of a face up monster, or you pop a card on the field. Now obviously this can combo off really, really well with Firewall Dragon if you use it normally. Otherwise you're using it from field, from the graveyard back to your deck, which is what you usually do anyway. So these are all recyclable, which is why we play them at lesser numbers. Rebellion is more important than Enchantment, even though Enchantment is still very, very good. So that's it for the main deck. Now on to the extra deck. So for our Link monsters, we play the 1 Firewall Dragon, 2 Link Spiders to help you with your Grinder Golem combo, the 1 Deco Talker, and the 1 Akeshic Magician, along with the 1 Proxy Dragon. So see, the Akeshic Magician can help bounce back your stuff. Your Decode is a nice link free to move place forward. Your Firewall is probably your main out point, or the main link monster you'll go to. And Proxy Dragon can help combo off with Decode if you want to unlock more spaces and be able to protect your Dark Lords a little bit more. For our rank 10s, we've got the 1 number 35 Ravenous Tarantula. Now your life points between you and your opponent will always be different because you are paying 1,000 life points here and there to activate your Dark Lord's effects to return your spells and traps. So Ravenous Tarantula can actually be a massive, massive game winner. The 181 Dreadnought Rail Cannon Superdora, very defensive, very protective going first, or in the first game before your opponent puts Kaijus in. Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Gustav Max, that 2k burn can win you games, so again it is very, very important and can kind of move you forward a little bit more. Now for our level 8s, we've got the 1 number 22 Zombie Stein. It's just a nice 4500 beta. Obviously it can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, shift an opponent's monster in defense mode, but obviously you can fill up your graveyard with a few more monsters to kind of push your plays forward. Ozzy the Sylvian High Protector, again it's just another staple level 8 that I like playing. Heretic Sun Dragon Overlord Heliopolis, again it can kind of help put stuff in the graveyard for your plays, or maybe your Dark Lord plays, to destroy cards on your opponent's side of the field. So it can be very, very helpful to kind of balance the board back out and get you going. The 1 number 38 Hope Harbinger Dragon Titanic Galaxy, because it's one of the best rank 8s around. And then we play 2 rank 7s of Red Eyes Flare Metal and number 11 Big Eye. Big Eye is very, very good in link format because you can kind of steal like your opponent's proxies and stuff like that and then build off of that. And your Red Eyes Flare can help burn your opponent out for game. If you think you can go first, set up a very, very strong board with a bit of protection with like your Dark Lords, then overlay 2 Nastens into Red Eyes Flare and kind of sit there and go, cool, now I'm going to do this, this and this for you. it kind of gives you more options to kind of go along as you wish. So that is it for the deck profile. It's quite straightforward, but it's definitely very, very fun. Darklord is one of my personal favourite kind of decks to play. It's very, very interesting, and it kind of takes a different angle to the usuals. So the artwork again is also very, very stunning and very, very cool. It definitely the lore as well. So you do get time, check out the lore behind Darklords as well. Anyway, thanks for watching. And as always, like I've said, like, comment, subscribe, share. Because this is our Christmas week, always happy dueling and have a very, very Merry Christmas, guys. If you like that video, why not check out our other videos available? We've got more deck profiles, pack openings, and of course duels. And don't forget to click on the most important button of all, that subscribe button, right in the bottom left hand corner.